We're driving towards Sunwapta Falls in Jasper, the trailhead for the Fortress Lake backpack. So here we go, we begin our backpack to Fortress Lake.
9 kilometers to the next campsite and 6 kilometers back.
The entire trail from Sunwapta Falls to Fortress Lake is 22 kilometers. We are now at the 6 kilometer mark at Big Bend Campground.
On the way to Fortress Lake.
The Big Bend Campground area is a very nice spot if you plan on making a short backpack or you get a late start.
That's Fortress Lake, probably back there.
Very beautiful area, but we still got 9 kilometers to go to the Crossing Campground where we plan to stay tonight. After hiking 14.5 kilometers, we arrived at the Crossing campsite and we're now preparing supper.
Just cooking up our meal supper. The Crossing campsite, Fortress Lake Trail.
No matter what you make, food always seems to taste better after a long backpack.
Macaroni and cheese.
Here's our tent, and here's our backpacks at our campsite. Nice little cozy campsite.
From our campsite, right from our campsite, there's a little lake where we got the water from. That's the lake.
Here's our campsite again. This is the Athabasca River, half a kilometer from our campsite. As you can see, there's some gorgeous views to be had here.
Some more campground, close to it, about maybe half a kilometer. Athabasca River.
The very scenic view in the direction of Fortress Lake. There's John taking pictures with the old Pentax camera. There's John standing in front of the gorgeous view half a kilometer from our campsite. I highly recommend staying at the Crossing campground if you're backpacking to Fortress Lake. Please, John, smile for the camera. Oh well.
This is the bridge, about less than a kilometer from our campsite. On the bridge, Athabasca River. Here's the bridge that we crossed.
The view from the bridge again. It's hard not to take a lot of pictures of this gorgeous area. I believe this is the gorgeous view of Dragon Peak with the Athabasca River in the foreground.
Hey, look this way. Here's the Athabasca down there. Still before Fortress Lake. That's pretty scenic.
There's Dragon Peak again.
Hamber River crossing.
At 18 kilometers you have to cross the Hamber River. And it's best to cross this river late in the year when the river is not as deep. It's best to cross the Hamber late August or onwards, where the river could be quite treacherous. It could be thigh deep or even deeper. We're going to cross the Hamber River in mid-September, and the river does not look too deep. And I think we picked a pretty good spot to cross.
Information the lady told us the Hamber River was really swift and waist deep. She couldn't make it on 2 attempts, and we come here, and the Chopper River looks like it's knee deep at the most. Not that swift. And she was kind of smirking when she told us all that stuff, so I'm wondering if she's just trying to scare us again.
So I guess a lot of times you can't rely on the information you get about trail conditions. That's a pretty nice shot.
I think we're only a couple of kilometers from Fortress Lake now. And this is the Chopper River.
John is about to cross the Chaba, and we'll soon find out how deep it is. John is carrying markers with him so we can identify where we cross, so that on the way back we can cross at the same spot. The first section of the river didn't appear too deep. The second section of the river is deeper, and we'll soon find out if the lady at the information center was correct about it being thigh deep. Again, John is putting a marker down to indicate where we crossed the river.
John's flagging us to see where we crossed. We'll soon find out how deep it is.
I really doubt it's going to be thigh deep. I believe it's going to be knee deep at the most. So far, it doesn't even appear to be knee deep. John is almost across now, and the water just reached his calves.
Looks like it's mainly been crossed. Chaba has been crossed.
You're almost on the verge, like thinking you're going to give up, go the other way. Right?
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't have followed it. We're more towards them.
There's a sign on the other side. Here we are on this side. Crossed the Chaba, and it was nowhere near as difficult as it was made out to be.
John putting his pants and runners back on. We are leaving Jasper National Park, and we are entering Hamber Provincial Park in British Columbia.
On our way to Fortress Lake. I think we're pretty close now. Fortress Lake. East end of Fortress Lake.
There is a lodge mainly catering to fishermen at the western end of Fortress Lake.
Fortress Lake.
That's a pretty impressive glacier. There's John snapping some photos around Fortress Lake. I should mention that Fortress Lake has extremely good fishing for eastern brook trout. The fish average about 3 pounds and they're fat and shaped like footballs. That's a nice, impressive looking mountain. Actually, all the scenery around here is pretty impressive. It's a very beautiful spot. I'm not disappointed that we came here.
Fortress Lake.
I should mention that the lake water is nice and clear and that it's often possible to do sight fishing. That is, it's often possible that you can see the fish swimming along in the lake and then you can cast out to them. Yet another beautiful mountain along the shores of Fortress Lake. This was another great backpack leading to a spectacular wilderness lake. I highly recommend that you come here. If you come here, you won't be disappointed, and you're not going to run across a lot of other people. Solitude is what you're looking for.
Well, Fortress Lake. No problem making it to Fortress Lake.
Before late August, you might run into problems crossing the river.
Fortress Lake.
You did see some fish swimming in the lake, so next time definitely have to bring along a fishing rod.
Picnic by the shores of Fortress Lake.
Fortress Lake right now, heading towards the Chaba River.
Yep, on the way out.
You can take a walk up here and take a shot of that.
It's hard to walk just looking through my lens.
You can turn around right now.
The Chaba River.
That it's September 17th.
September 17th.
And the water level is supposed to be fairly high right now for this time of year.
Been raining a lot. This is the first supposedly nice day in about 2 weeks.
And all the other rivers are fairly high, right? There's no problem crossing this thing in September.
Like a shade tree. Bunch of shoes hanging from the tree. People to use the cross. Drawn with the backpack on near the end. Close to the end. What?
Tell me what to do again, I'll film you a bit.
There's Ron on the trail. And turn around, show the back. That's Ron's carry. Turn completely around. Okay, that's our setup when we're on the trail.